Knocked Loose is one of the most heaviest bands out there in the scene right now. And you know what? We haven't done a reaction in a while. We're going to do one today.
Kodak, huh? Nice. And this is why art matters.
Good God. We're going to be pausing this a bunch. We're producers, we're musicians, we're going to nerd out on this stuff and talk about stuff in detail. So one of the things I can hear right off the bat, production's unbelievable. Listen how the interplay right in the beginning of like the guitar riff with that like kind of weird, anxious sounding tone, but then like the blown out sound of like everything being at 1,000 basically. You can hear it right in the beginning.
Yep.
It's almost industrial in its tone.
Yeah, I didn't think about it that way, but I can hear it now. Yeah.
And that's really difficult to do in a mix, to get all that stuff to like hit clearly. You can hear the bass really loudly. The toms are perfect. So the bass drum is like super present. Good God.
He's got a great voice, man.
We're only 30 seconds in. I mean, this is a short song, but a lot of people are divisive on the vocalist of Knocked Loose. Personally, I think he sounds incredible, only because like the band is tuned so low,
right?
And there's a lot of chugging riffs. He cuts right through the mix.
Yeah, he has like a very unique tonality range.
And it's difficult, like if he was doing guttural like death metal growls or something, he'd get kind of lost in the mix. The band is playing with anticipation and anxiousness, and you can hear that in that subtle like whiny guitar lead in the background.
Yep. That kind of nu metal-esque kind of lead.
Yeah, so that's like a whammy pedal. Like Gojira uses those all the time.
Yep.
That adds like that anxious spirit to the song in a way that makes you like, oh, you're kind of off kilter.
Yeah. Building good tension.
And dude, the orange amps, and they're in the woods.
There you go.
Dude! That growl! Oh, we gotta go back to that.
Awesome.
So sick.
Nice.
This is crazy. It's almost like John Carpenter Halloween-esque with the cutting to the darkness, blue, cold tones versus like the warm tones of them in the woods.
Yep.
That's kind of playing with color theory a little bit.
Yeah, no, it really is. And I like the usage of the time kind of displacement, the slowing and the speeding, and kind of how they're cutting in between like fast and slow motion stuff.
That's a good point, because like they start this part off with almost like a punky kind of thing, but then they do those like slow sludgy riffs like you said in between. When you do stuff like that, if you give the chance for a listener to just lock in with you, there's nothing more magical than that.
And especially if you're gonna lock and unlock like throughout the song, they're obviously like going for spots that you want to feel like anxiousness, tension, you know, like what's happening, and then there's a lock-in spot, and then they push you off. And
for a band that's so rhythmic and less melodic, you got to make that interesting somehow.
Right.
And you can be angry, and that's like why bands like Harm's Way and Hatebreed are so awesome. They play with that like rhythmic composition in a way that like Dillinger gets me excited.
Yeah, it keeps you guessing. Oh boy. Damn. That freaking snare, dude. That's awesome.
You know, it's funny. Everybody says that the Saint Anger snare is like the biggest crime in metal. Yet like bands like this are starting to use that, and it works.
Sagabog is doing it. Yeah. Yep.
The MySpace like deathcore bands like back in the 2000, like early 2000s era, they were too, but it was kind of a joke. Bands are using it now in a way that sounds pretty rad.
Yeah.
That contrast with like the washy guitar tones and the burly bass tone, it sings. Dude. My God.
Oh boy. Slight BPM change right there.
This is a pummeler. My muscles are just getting bigger. Like the cool part about this, we had the open section, but now we got this triplet 1E and a 2E and a chugging pattern that the kick drum's doing with the guitars. Man, that just works. Oh!
Wow.
There's so much that happened in so little time.
Yeah.
They're playing with keeping you off kilter. Like, listen to that interplay there, the little breaks and stuff. That 1-2.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
There's that punk. Yeah, there's that backbeat again.
So good. Ooh! That was kind of like Dismember-esque. Right here.
Yeah. Yep. Very Dave Bloomquist inspired.
Wow. This band loves that chainsaw tone. And I love that they didn't completely all go for it. It's almost like blended in with their guitar tone.
Yeah.
You get the best of both worlds, like that Dismember Euro death metal sound, chainsaw tone, but you also get like the clearness of the American sound.
Right. Kind of bite to it. Yeah. Yes.
Is that trash can snare again?
Wow.
What the Oh man, that went hard as What'd he say? Son of God?
Son of God, and then they made a pig noise.
I have to hear that again. He's so pissed. That growl. Dude.
Wow.
So there's something that's kind of subtle going on. You'll notice before the breakdown, the guitar tone is, I mean, there's a ton of gain on it already. You can hear like the chainsaw kind of stuff. I'll play a little bit of it. Right. It's heavy as right? But that low end burl of it is not quite like pushed. But in the breakdown section, listen to how much like saturation is on the guitars here. Like this.
Oh yeah, yep.
It's like blown
There's
out.
a little more woofiness. Yeah. So you think that's a guitar and bass?
More than likely, that's like an octave pedal thing.
Okay, yep.
A lot of like the more modern metal bands that are doing like the down-tuned metal thing, like Spirit Box does this, especially in the choruses or places where you want the song to get bigger during a breakdown. They'll like have a second guitar that's pitch shifted down, add distortion to it, and then blend it with the original tone. During heavy sections like this, it just amplifies it.
Yeah.
You could really hear it here. It sounds like a speaker's blown out or something.
Right, yep. Yep.
So good, dude.
Love that half cut there. That's awesome.
Call back to the intro.
Yep. Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Some spoken word. I was
Yeah.
wondering what that noise was. I was wondering what that noise was. I was like, oh, that sounds like an industrial,
Dude,
like a vocoder kind of thing.
Awesome.
And had they not shown that, I wouldn't have known that was a voice.
Yeah.
So that's a nice hint.
You can tell it's about to explode. You'll notice too, like, you know, they're building things up, but it goes quiet for like a split second just before that changeover. When you go from quiet to full blast, that's when it really hits you hard. God damn, dude.
Dude, wow.
All right, I gotta hear that ending again. One thing I really loved about that, the guitars kind of go in the background and like the distorted voice is right in the front of your face and the bass and the kick are the loudest thing. Hear the bass ringing out?
Mm-hmm. Epic.
Dude. And that scream at the end too has a ton of saturation on it. Like you can hear like 14 voices.
Yeah, right. It's like the decapitator turned up on every one of them.
I love this band. I've loved them for a long time. It came on randomly in my gym playlist, and I just wanted to talk about it because it got me amped. What do you guys think? Let us know down in the comments. Check out some of our other videos right here.
Go with the gods, Forgemates. The blinding faith will consume you.